Well, fresh off the back of the final 96 runners for this year's Star Sports Greyhound Derby being chosen, I'm pleased to say I'm joined by two of the three panel who were on the selection committee, Nathan Corden from Nottingham and also Jason Smith, who is Nottingham's racing manager. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Really, really exciting times. And Nathan, I'm going to start with you, first of all. 130 entries, which given the circumstances we're all living and working in at the moment and the quality of those entries as well, you must have been really pleased.
Yeah, we are really pleased. I think it's fair to say from everyone's point of view, it wasn't quite the derby we were expecting at the start of the year. You know, we wanted the 192 again and then COVID hit. So obviously changes have to be made. And we took the decision to make it down to 96 and reduce a round. And the whole uncertainty of whether Irish runners could come over, you know, we thought there was a loophole a few weeks ago, but then that got closed by the Irish government. But really, really pleased that the Irish have decided to travel over. And I, you know, like last year, they're bringing a very strong team again.
Well, I was going to say, there might only be 15 Irish runners, but the quality is there coming from over the seas, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we would all love to see Newin Taylor there. My personal opinion is I think the long run up at Nottingham would have ideally suited him because, you know, he's got so much early. It would have been really, really interesting to see him run Nottingham with the long straights. But you know, they're going to give him a rest, which fully understand. But, you know, don't be under any illusions. Team Holland's not under strength at all.
Absolutely. Jason, you had to whistle 130 down to 96. How difficult has it been?
It's certainly not been easy. We had a lot of trials going on. We've seen most of the dogs run around. There are a few anomalies to that. But in the end, I think between the three of us, have made the correct decisions. And I just hope that everyone who hasn't got in understands the reason why.
As you say, there's a few dogs that haven't gone round yet. For example, I know that Pat Buckley is trialling his dogs this evening. What kind of criteria have you been looking at for an entry into the Derby? For anybody who might be disappointed, what have you been looking at?
We were taking into consideration the Category 1 winners and finalists, particularly the quicker times that have happened around the track here at Nottingham, be it in the trials or in the races. But then obviously you have the anomalies from the Irish, where you have to look at the Irish tracks, what sort of races they've actually running over there, and take the form on face value. The 15 dogs that have come over from Ireland, though, are particularly strong, so they found their way in reasonably easily.
Of course, Peter O'Dowd was on the selection committee as well. Unfortunately, couldn't join us today. But Nathan, did you all agree?
Yeah, well, I think it was a simple process to begin with. We had an automatic, went through them 70 relatively straightforward yeses. Then it got harder. You know, it probably took a good couple of hours to get the last dozen dogs into that race. There was a lot of toing and throwing, but no, at the end, all three of us agreed. We understood all the rationale behind everything, and yeah, we're as a one on that panel deciding these are the best 96 to enter.
And of course, there is a reserve list, and with you know,
Yes.
a week still to go, I would expect that a couple at least of reserves will be coming in, and that you've put them in order that they'll be entered into the competition.
Absolutely. I mean, we are aware that, you know, there's dogs trialling tonight, there's dogs trialling Monday night. I think they've got dogs in races on a Sunday night and Tuesday night as well. So, you know, the reserve list will be handy.
So, Jason, how many seedings have we been left with? Rails, middle and wide?
Right, there's 59 rails, 22 middles and 15 wides. So, unfortunately, one middle seed is going to end up in trap 6.
Okay, but I'm still very heavy on the rail seeding there. What about any contentious seedings?
Yeah, we had a couple. The obvious one being Spartan Master, which has been all over the internet and that sort of thing. After speaking with Sharon, she has agreed that it will run middle for the first round, and we're all going to take a look at how he runs around the track during the first round, with a view to either staying in middle or moving to Wales after the first round's been run.
Okay, any others?
Yeah, there was one called Tommy's Panther, trained by Tony Collette. As a racing office, we thought the dog wanted to be more inside. He thinks the dog finds trouble if it's on the inside of the tracks. So we've agreed to let him have it as middle for the first round, again with a view to watching it and making sure that it's in the right place for the second round, assuming it gets through. And
with a view, of course, that he might be drawn quite wide anyway. You've seen most of the dogs go around there now, Jason. I'm going to ask you, well, one, who wins the Derby, but also give us a handful of dogs to look out for.
Fawn Rebel would be my tip for the Derby. It's improved every time it's run, albeit in solo trials. 29.40 on the card is pretty good. Inrid Rapid looks like it's well up in contention, and any one of those 15 Irish dogs could go very, very close.
Absolutely. What about for you, Nathan? What's impressed you the most?
Yeah, I think Deanridge Rapid trialled very well the other week. He's been round sort of the fastest time. He does look impressive. No doubt about it. Fawn Rebel, Southwood Jet, they've looked good. But, you know, some of the Irish, I'm interested to see what Glengar Bale can do. I think that will be well suited to Nottingham. But as a bit of an outsider of the Irish ones, the one I'm actually most interested in seeing is Droopy's Lullaby. I think he's withdrawn her from a big puppy competition at Shelbourne Park tomorrow night to come for the Derby. So he must think a lot of her. And she is a sister to Droopy's Curio, who broke the track record on a debut at Newbridge, broke the track record at Waterford. I think Nottingham will be well suited for her.
I know times have been very difficult for all track promoters, Nathan, like yourself included, and the Derby, of course, having to be rescheduled. But now it's just a week away. Are you excited?
Yeah, I've always been excited about the Derby. And to be honest, my focus has been on the quality of the race, trying to make it as the best we can do. And like I said earlier, it's a shame that we can't have the 192 that we thought we would do at the start of the year. But we've been dealt this hand and we've just got to make it the best possible. So hopefully, viewers on RPG TV can see everything and enjoy the shows on that.
And Jason, it is still a quality Derby, isn't it? I mean, I was looking last night at the betting. There's 50-1 and 66-1 shots that I wouldn't be put off backing. And there's quality right the way through, isn't there?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even the dogs that have done the slower times in the trials and so on, they still look like with a run they could have every chance. Most of the dogs have gone round in sub 30-10, so they're all good dogs.
Well, we can't wait. It's only a week away. Roll on the draw tomorrow night, which of course will be live on Racing Post Greyhound TV. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you've only literally just chosen the runners, so I appreciate your time, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Julie.
Thanks, Julie.